Aleppo, a city synonymous with the brutality of the Syrian civil war, has once again fallen into rebel hands. This dramatic shift in the balance of power marks a significant escalation in the conflict, raising alarm bells across the region and beyond. The rebel offensive, spearheaded by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, has shattered the fragile peace that had held in the city for years, plunging it back into chaos and uncertainty. The fall of Aleppo is not merely a symbolic victory for the rebels, it represents a strategic blow to the Syrian government. Once a bustling economic hub, Aleppo has been a key battleground throughout the war, its fate often seen as a bellwether for the overall conflict. The city's capture by rebel forces deals a significant blow to the Syrian government's already strained resources and morale. The recent fighting in Aleppo has also resulted in a tragic loss of life and widespread displacement of civilians. Thousands have been forced to flee their homes, seeking refuge in already overcrowded camps and shelters. The humanitarian crisis in Syria, long a source of international concern, is now spiraling further out of control. In the wake of the rebel offensive in Aleppo, Iran has issued a stern warning to the United States, accusing it of exploiting the situation to further its own interests in the region. Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi has expressed deep concern over what he perceives as a concerted effort by the US and its allies to destabilize Syria and undermine the Syrian government. Iran, a staunch ally of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, has played a pivotal role in the Syrian civil war, providing military and financial support to the Syrian government. The recent escalation of violence in Aleppo has raised fears in Tehran that the US and its allies may seize this opportunity to escalate their involvement in the conflict. Iran's warning to the US highlights the broader geopolitical stakes at play in the Syrian civil war. The conflict has become a proxy war, with regional and international powers vying for influence in the war-torn country. The Syrian civil war is a complex and multifaceted conflict with a dizzying array of actors and competing interests. Understanding the key players and their motivations is essential to grasping the dynamics of the war and its potential consequences. On one side of the conflict stands the Syrian government, led by President Bashar al-Assad. Backed by Russia, Iran, and Hezbollah, Assad has managed to cling to power despite facing years of armed rebellion and international pressure. On the other side of the battlefield is a fragmented opposition, composed of various rebel groups, each with its own agenda and allegiances. Adding further complexity to the conflict is the involvement of external actors, each pursuing their own strategic objectives. The United States, while formally committed to a political solution, has provided limited support to certain rebel groups and has conducted airstrikes against Syrian government forces. Some analysts have suggested a possible link between Hezbollah's recent setbacks in its conflict with Israel and the renewed rebel activity in Syria. Hezbollah, a powerful Iran-backed Shia militia based in Lebanon, has been deeply involved in the Syrian civil war, fighting alongside Syrian government forces. The recent defeats suffered by Hezbollah at the hands of Israel may have emboldened rebel groups in Syria, who sense an opportunity to exploit Hezbollah's weakened position. The timing of the rebel offensive in Aleppo, so soon after Hezbollah's setback, has fueled speculation that the two events may be connected. The Syrian civil war, now in its 13th year, shows no signs of abating. The recent escalation of violence in Aleppo, coupled with Iran's warning to the United States, underscores the volatile and unpredictable nature of the conflict. The international community must work towards a peaceful resolution, but the path to peace remains elusive, shrouded in the complexities of a war that has already claimed